Good morning, everybody. Oh. So we'll sit down to start with, whatever height you need to keep your back straight. So just pulling your bottom flesh backwards out of the way to get your seat bones closer to the mat or the ground. Breathing in tall and exhale through your mouth. Another couple of those, breathing in and out. In and out. Okay, so just dropping your fingertips onto the floor next to your hips. And as you breathe in, just using your arms to just raise your spine a little bit more. Relax your pelvis, relax all around your hips, and let them sink down as you lift. Breathing in as you lift, and as you exhale, just feeling the sit bones, letting your shoulders go down your back, and try and retain that height. Okay, and you can bring your fingertips back on your lap. Okay, so breathing in, bringing up your hands, really stretching up, looking up, and bringing your arms back down, palms facing down, and up, and down. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. And taking your left hand over to the right hand side of your head, and just give your neck a little stretch. Swapping sides. Make sure your other shoulder's really dropping away from your ears. And one more time each side. And inhaling back to neutral. If you just want to do a few head rolls. And reverse, change direction. And then right arm up, and just let your hand drop down your back, and take your other hand onto your elbow and just gently stretch. Easing that hand down your back. And swapping sides. And then clasping your hands behind your back, taking your hands back away from you and open your chest as you breathe in. A few more breaths here. And then change the interlocking of your fingers. Again, stretching your hands back towards the wall behind you. Just a few breaths. And then just spreading your feet apart into a wide seated position, wide leg seated position. Wherever's comfortable, don't force it. First thing in the morning, be gentle to yourself. Just gently go from side to side. Then bringing your left hand up and over, stretching the side of your body. Maybe have the right elbow on the inside of your right leg, just to help open your chest up, looking up underneath your arm. Inhaling up and exhaling down to the other side. Stretching your fingertips towards the wall. Inhaling up and exhaling to the right. And back to the left. And back to centre. And then turning to face your left foot, leaning forward, licking your hands, and then really stretching all the way around, big arc to your other foot. And then back to the left, and over to the right, and back to the left. And then clasping your hands together, big circle with your arms, with your hands. As you go forward over the left leg and round, and then back up when you get to the right leg. Nice big circle. And then changing the intercrossing of your fingers and change direction. And relaxing back to centre, using your hands to bring your knees together and coming up into a tabletop. So wrists directly underneath your shoulders, spreading those fingers and thumbs really wide, knees under your hips and the backs of your feet flat on the mat. Just gently moving backwards and forwards, bringing your shoulders over your wrists and then back. And as you do this, slowly increase the movement. You're going back further and forward further. And back to neutral. And then I want you to really push through your hands, dropping your head and coming into a cat pose, stretching your spine up. And as you exhale, dropping your chest and your belly, you're looking up into cow. And exhaling into cat. And inhaling into cow. A few more of these in your own time. And then as you exhale back to neutral, tuck your toes and push your hips up into a downward facing dog with nice soft knees. And pushing with your hands, push to try and get a straight line from your wrists all the way up to your pelvis. Gently walk your dog. Maybe take your heels from one side to the other. A little flow, just give yourself a side stretch. And come to stillness. Keeping your knees soft, it doesn't matter if your heels touch the ground or not. Pushing up through your hands, and then keeping your head low, I want you to pushing your spine, your back up, arch your back, bring your weight over your wrists so that you're in a plank. And then as you get there, bringing your head up, changing the arch of your back and coming into an upward dog. And then exhaling, pushing your bum up and come back into a down dog. I'll do that a few more times with you. So onto your toes, doming your back, head down, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, and then dropping your pelvis, lifting your head chest forward, and exhale, pushing back up and down to downward facing dog. Okay, so we'll do a few more of these now. So coming forward into your up dog, and then pushing up and exhaling to down dog. Inhaling up, exhaling as you come into your up dog. Take a breath and exhale to down dog. Just keep doing this waving transition. And we meet in down dog. And as you exhale, just walking your feet forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhaling soft knees, pushing through your feet all the way up, fingertips up, and exhale, palms facing down to mountain pose. Okay, so let's just make sure we've got our alignment right. Somebody trying to get in. No. So straight line from your hips through your knees to your ankles. The outside edges of your feet parallel with the outside edges of your mats. That may look from above as if you've just got your toes in very slightly. Just gently dropping your tailbone down just to lengthen that bottom part of your back, tilting your pelvis, growing through your core, shoulders up and back and down your back, palms facing forward, chin parallel with the ground. Okay, just close your eyes and just feel that. Okay, inhaling arms up and exhale, fold. Inhale halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhale, soft knees pushing up through your legs all the way up and exhaling to mountain. Inhaling up and exhale, fold. Inhaling halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up and exhale to mountain. Take a breath. Inhaling up, looking up, little back bend, and folding up the hips all the way down to exhale. Inhaling halfway up, stretching your back forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, pushing through your feet all the way up, and exhale to mountain. Inhaling arms up, looking up, little back bend, and exhale, fold. Inhale halfway up, stretching your back, and exhale, plant your hands and come into your first plank. Okay, so we'll just take a few breaths here. Again, check our alignment. So you're on your toes, your core is active, you're pushing up through your hands, your eye of your elbow is pointing forward, so you're turning out the upper arm, just doming the back, pushing that energy up, not collapsing like this, pushing up, okay? And then as you exhale, bring your knees to the ground, flatten your feet, push your bum back until your elbows touch the ground, and then sliding forward until your chest and your chin touch the floor and your elbows are just coming off the ground again. And pushing your knees back, slide your legs back on the mat to make them straight. Inhaling up into a little cobra and exhale to downward facing dog. Take 3 or 4 breaths here. And then as you exhale, walking to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhale, soft knees all the way up and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant hands into plank. Take a breath. Check your alignment. Be strong. And exhale through another vinyasa. And we meet in down dog for a few breaths. Either stay in stillness or move around wherever feels good. And on your next exhale, bringing your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, soft knees, pushing all the way up. And exhale to mountain. Okay, just take a few breaths. Inhaling, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, folding and planting your hands and into plank. Go through a vinyasa and we'll meet in down dog. Few breaths. And then stepping your right foot forward behind your left hand and putting your shin across the mat into a reclined pigeon pose. The shin shouldn't be any more forward, your heel shouldn't be any more forward than the shin being parallel with the front of the mat, but you can have that back as far as you like. Pushing up through your fingertips, really grow, and as you exhale, folding forward over that leg. You can stay on your elbows, you can stay on your hands, whatever's best for you. And then walking your hands back, pressing into a downward facing dog. And then this time bringing the left knee towards the back of the left hand and the foot behind the right hand. And we'll do the same on this side. So whatever props you need. Okay, walking forwards. And then walking your hands back, downward facing dog, get rid of any props on your mat. Inhale. And then as you exhale, stepping forward into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up and exhale to mountain. Inhaling up and exhale, fold. Inhale halfway up, exhale, plant hands into plank. As you exhale, knees chest chin. And we meet in down dog. As you inhale, right leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward and turn your back foot out 45 degrees, bending your front knee over your ankle and coming up into a warrior one. Exhale, hands down into plank, and through another vinyasa. And we meet in down dog. And here we inhale our left leg up and exhale it forward into warrior one on the other side. And exhaling, hands down into plank. And through another vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or yogi push-up or half yogi push-up. A few breaths. Big inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And stepping your feet forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold as you exhale. Inhale halfway up and exhale fold. Inhale, pushing up through your feet all the way up. Stretch, looking up at the ceiling, and exhale, hands down to your sides. Take a breath. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant hands and through into Vinyasa. And in down dog, inhaling your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward to the front of the mat and come into your warrior one. Pushing down the outside of your back foot. Trying to rip that mat, exhaling, hands down into plank, through a vinyasa. And as you, from down dog, as you inhale, lifting your left leg up. Exhale it forward into warrior one on the other side. Inhaling up. Take a breath. Exhaling, hands down, plank. Take a breath. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling into a little cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Inhaling your left leg up. And as you exhale, plant that at the front of your mat, turning out your back foot 45 degrees. And coming up into warrior one. And exhale, fold down into plank and through a vinyasa. And we meet in down dog for a few breaths. And then on your next exhale, bringing your feet to the front of the mat and into a forward fold. Inhaling all the way up and exhale to mountain. Take a breath. And then this time as you inhale, arms forward and sit down in your chair. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant hands into plank. Take a breath, check your alignment, really pushing up strongly through those hands. And as you exhale, carry on through your vinyasa. And we meet in down dog. Inhaling, right leg up. And as you exhale, I want you to bring that forward, but keep your back leg parallel. Okay, so we're coming into a high lunge. And then as you exhale, straighten your front leg and fold over that front leg, maybe peeling that foot off the mat and let your head drop. And then breathing in to high lunge, control, and exhaling, straightening your front leg and fold down over that leg. One more time, coming up into high lunge. And exhale, straighten that front leg and fold forward. And inhaling as you come up, one more time. And exhale, plant hands into plank and through a vinyasa. And we meet in down dog. So on your next exhale, bringing your left foot forward, keeping your feet parallel, and come up into a high lunge on the other side. Knee directly over your ankle. Check your knees tracking correctly, so you should be able to see your big toe and your first toe. And then as you exhale, straighten your front leg, fold forward over that front leg, maybe peel that foot off the mat, and drop your head. Inhaling up into low lunge, into high lunge. And exhale, straighten that front leg and fold. Inhaling back up. And exhale, straightening that front leg. Exhale down. And then inhaling back up to high lunge. And as you exhale, bring your hands down and go to plank. Breath and go through a vinyasa. And we're meeting down dog, and we'll take a few breaths here just to quieten the breath again. And then on the next exhale, bringing your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale halfway up and exhale fold. Inhale, pushing up through your feet all the way up. Stretch, stretch, and then sit down into your chair. Check the tracking of those knees. Move your knees backwards and forwards. Just feel it out. And back to mountain. Okay, just take a few breaths. Inhale, arms forward and sit in your chair. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank. Take a breath and check your alignment. As you exhale, knees, chest, chin, or yogi push up. Inhaling to a cobra. And exhale to down dog. Inhaling the right leg up. And as you exhale, bring your foot forward and drop your back knee into a low lunge. So sitting up, pushing your feet, your hands on your front knee. And really let those hips drop. Let's let them sink towards the ground. Really stretching the front of that left hip. And then on your next exhale, I want you to straighten your front leg, let your bum come back, peeling that foot off the mat and fold over that into your half Hanuman. Inhaling back into low lunge and exhale, forward fold over your leg. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up. Just take a breath here, just let your hips sink a little bit more. And then planting your hands, push back into a downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward, drop your back knee into a low lunge on the other side. Hands on your knee, and just let those hips sink. Feel that stretch from the front of your right hip. Sit up as tall as you can. And then as you exhale, straighten your front knee. peeling that foot off the mat if that's comfortable, and folding forward over that leg. Just let yourself sink here, just feeling that stretch down the back of your leg. And then inhaling, coming back up into your low lunge. And exhale, your half Hanuman. Inhale into your low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, coming up into your low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhaling up, letting your pelvis really sink. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, plant your hands and push up into a downward facing dog. Coming up onto your toes as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, bringing your weight forward, dropping your head, your chest and your pelvis. Lifting your chest, dropping your hips and looking up into a floating dog, down dog, up dog. God, my brain. And then back into down dog. And waving forward again, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, dropping your pelvis, lifting your chest, looking up. And then coming back up into downward facing dog. On your next exhale, walk your feet forward into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bringing your arms forward, bending your knees and sit in your chair again, checking that alignment, tracking your knees backwards and forwards, just to see that they're working in the right plane. Looking up and inhaling up and exhale to mountain. Well done, guys. Should be pretty warm by now. So, okay, so I want you to go back into a wide leg stance at the side of your mat. Your outside edges of your feet parallel with the ends of your mat, okay? Bringing your hands onto your hips, and as you fold forward, looking up as long as you can. Looking up, looking up, looking up. And then at the last minute, just dropping your head, placing your fingertips on the floor, your palms on the floor. If you want to, move your palms back with your fingers facing forward between your feet, and just use pressing the mat. It's just bringing you down just a little bit more. Inhaling to come halfway up and exhale, fold. Inhaling halfway up and exhale, fold. Outside edges of your feet, really going into that mat, okay? And then inhaling up, all the way up, keep your knees soft, and dropping your hands down. Just take a breath. Okay, this time I want you to bring your arms up and turn your left foot to the back of the mat, turning your hip and facing the back and just folding down over that left leg. Your head drop. So your right foot is across the mat with the outside edge of your foot parallel with the end of the mat, and your left foot is pointing towards the back of the mat. Let's get slightly different muscles here on the inside of your back thigh rather than further around. And then turning that left foot back so that it's parallel with the end of the mat. Walking all the way round to the front of the mat, turning that foot out, and fold. And then walking hands back to centre, turning your right foot facing forward. And again, straight back, just drop down and dropping your head at the last minute. Halfway rise, breathing in. And exhale, dropping your head. Using your hands just to bring yourself a little bit further. And then heel toe, your feet closer together until they come into the normal mountain pose position. And rolling up. Bringing your hands up. Stretch. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms to the ceiling, stretch up. Change the interlocking of your fingers, turn your palms, stretch up. And release. Well done. So now turning to the front of your mat, I want you to come back in. Oh, can you grab 2 bricks actually? Bricks. Okay, so coming into your low lunge again. Right foot forward, left foot back, left knee on the ground, flat foot. Sitting up as straight as you can in your low lunge and letting your hips sink. Okay, so as you exhale, folding forward and straightening your front leg, and fold over that leg. Inhaling up into low lunge. We'll do this flow a few times and exhale back to your half split. Inhaling up and exhale down. Inhaling up and exhale down. Inhaling up. And this time I want you to come onto your left toe, pushing up and swap sides into low lunge with your left foot forward. So let those hips really sink. And exhaling, folding forward, straighten that front knee and drop your head. Inhaling to low lunge. And exhaling, bringing your head down to your knee. Inhaling up to low lunge. Sink. And exhale, straightening that front leg, peeling the foot off the mat and dropping your head. And coming back up, I want you to bring your kneeling. Okay, I'll come sideways, so we're going to do a frog pose now. So basically you're going to let your knees come apart, but actually maybe I'll try to do it this way so you can see. And your ankles should stay in the same plane as your knees, so they're staying, your shins are staying parallel with the outside edges of your mat, okay? So you can use your blocks to support yourself and just walk those knees out, okay? And then you can either stay on your blocks or just come down onto your elbows and just relax. Just let those hips sink. And as they sink little bit by little bit, just let your knees creep out. And then carefully coming back up, walking your knees in. Coming round back onto your mat. Knees apart, toes together, pushing your bum back, stretching your fingers forward and come into a wide leg child's pose just for a moment. And then bringing yourself back up and onto your back with a brick. Okay? So just rolling down, planting your feet on the floor, pressing your feet, and then I want you to bring the block under your sacrum, the hard area at the bottom of your spine, on whichever setting feels good. If you want to go up onto the high setting, just bring yourself up onto your toes and just slide that under. And then just stretch your feet out and relax. Bring your feet back onto the ground, onto your toes. Just lift for a minute. Push up through your toes, lifting your pelvis away from the brick. And then again, let it drop down onto the support of the brick. Keeping your feet on the ground or taking your legs out. And relax. And bringing your feet back onto the ground, pushing up onto your toes, remove the block and put it onto a lower setting and bring your back down onto that, stretching your legs out for a moment. Feet back on the ground, pushing up, lower the block, legs out, relax. And feet back on the ground, pushing up and remove your block, letting your back come onto the ground and bring your knees up towards the chest and give you a hug, yourself a hug, and maybe move your knees around, give yourself a little lower back massage on the mat. Okay, coming back up. Right, grab your bricks again, would you? Let's see the time because I messed it up. Okay, so back into your low lunge with your bricks. Right leg forward, left leg back. Okay. Just let your hips sink. And then straighten that front leg into your half splits again. Drop your head. And then coming up. And then this time just working your foot forward and come into your splits. Using the blocks to support you at whatever height. Don't strain. Left leg shooting straight out behind you. Try and turn your pelvis as much as you can towards the front of the mat. If you are in the splits and you want to fall forward, please feel free to do that. And then coming back into upright, using your bricks to just lift yourself out of that position, bringing that neck back and swap to the other side. To your low lunge. Let your hips just sink here. Maybe a little bounce. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg and bringing your head down towards your knee. peeling that foot off the mat. And relax. Back into your low lunge. Sink your hips. And this time, just walk your toes forward if you want to increase this stretch. And come into your splits on the other side. Don't be surprised if this is totally different from the other side. That's quite normal. Not symmetrical. If you want to fold forward over that leg, feel free to do that. And coming back up into a downward facing dog, getting rid of your bricks. Well done, guys. Moving your hips from side to side. Moving around however feels good. And bringing yourself down onto your back. Okay, so bringing your knees up to your chest. And then I want you to take your legs straight up so you're in an L shape. If you want to do this against the wall, then that's fine. And then bending your knees, bringing your knees back into your chest, taking your arms out each side parallel with the top of the shoulders, and just let those knees drop down towards your right armpit and look over to the left. Inhaling to centre, and exhale, dropping your knees to the other side, looking over to the right. Knees back to centre, and dropping your feet to the floor, let your knees swap out, bringing the soles of your feet together. Arms overhead and holding your elbows to a reclined goddess. Change the crossing of your arms. And then releasing your arms, using your hands to just gently bring your knees back together. Send your feet to the other end of the mat. Feet apart, let your feet drop out. Palms facing up, arms resting on the ground. It's a comfortable position away from your body. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw and relax your tongue. Feel the weight of your head. And now gently with your mind, just take that relaxation and just check all your limbs, all the big muscles, all the little muscles. Relax your belly. And with your mind's eye, just follow your breath in and out. In and out. Follow your own breath. And then just let go. And then wiggling your fingers and toes. Give yourself a stretch. And bending your knees, rolling over onto your right hand side, using your right arm as a pillow. Just take a few breaths here, keeping your eyes closed. And then planting the left hand on the floor in front of your face, pushing up. And come into a comfortable seated position on your mat. Breathing in tall. And just mentally checking around your body. How are you feeling? Well done, everybody. Happy Monday. Namaste.